Hey guys, we're back with another dye project. This is my carry, the Devo Tallboy in titanium that I did a lightning nano. Maybe we could do a video talking about that separately. It's in S90V. Really like it. That was my first time ever trying anything like that. Might want to do a refinish one day. This is the knife we're going to dye. It's an Ozark Trail. I don't know the specific model name. It's a liner lock. It has the red liners as well as the red hardware and the white G10, so I thought it was perfect for a dye. This knife was donated / gifted from my brother. I am Fatty Boy. It's a really nice knife. It has pretty good action. A little bit of detent lash, but nothing too concerning. Really good action, though, for what it is. $5, $10, or whatever. Yep, and there's a reason why we're doing this knife. It's kind of to match up with another knife, which will be in the 500 giveaway. We're currently at 400 subscribers. I think we're going to do 3 winners with 5 knives, just because I can't really do 5 winners with shipping. It just gets a little too much right now. But they're going to be 5 knives for 500. I think that's still pretty cool. Maybe we'll do some bonus stuff. Who knows? So this is just me taking it apart. Everything came apart pretty standard. The pivot didn't have a pocket, so it or a captive, so it just kept spinning. So I did need 2 bits. They were both T8s on the pivot and T6 on the body and the clip screws. There's this extra little washer in there too. I didn't know which side to put it on. I could have put it on the wrong side. I'm not 100%. But it functioned, when everything went back together, so I was still happy about it. I don't know, maybe I won't always do the disassembly of the knife. I think it just helps maybe with confidence. I always have when I first started, having a hard time taking apart my knives. Not really taking them apart, but kind of getting the the mental ability to take apart my knives. You don't want to damage them or think you're gonna not be able to put them back together. So I spent a lot of time just not really messing with my knives. That's kind of why I like doing these type of videos, is to show that it's not really that hard. And you can make a knife your own by just a few things, whether it's with a Dremel or whether it's dye, aftermarket parts. There's just so many things you can do with knives. Really nice white G10. It's a little cream colored. It's not really like true white. I washed it down with the same alcohol diluted with water. And this is the dye I chose. I was going to maybe do a red, but I had this one on hand from when I did the Para 3 micarta dye. So I just ended up using it, and I think it came out really nice. And shout out to my wife for letting us use the kitchen. I appreciate her. And this is just like a pegboard hook that I had laying around, and I could put both in there. And it's touching the bottom, but it didn't really, I don't think it really mattered, not going all scientific. And you can see it's light right here. I only put about a quarter bottle of the dye, and I ended up adding the rest of the dye for it being like a half. And this was getting a little hot, so I grabbed my pliers. This is probably close to 5 minutes. And you can kind of see some spotting, so I did end up taking it out and doing another clean, just rinsing it in water, and then going in for another dip. But that was doesn't have to be all consistent. I wasn't going really for consistency. This is right around the 10-minute mark. You can still see there's some lighter colors exposed. In person, it has a little bit more of a pink color right now, like maybe like a Himalayan salt. And then this is for the the assembly. And this isn't true to color like we said in the last one. Sometimes it takes a second for the dye to set, and sometimes some dye wears off. The assembly was also pretty straightforward. There was, like I said, that washer. I didn't really know what side to put it on, but I think it went on the right side. So, and the captive pivot made it hard to, or the non-captive pivot made it hard to assemble it. So I decided to tighten one pivot side down, and then just everything went on, the barrels, everything. I just use this generic, regular oil. Still want to get, never really tried the KPL. I want to get a bottle of that, try it out, see if it's if it lasts a little longer. Because I do find myself oiling my knives a little too much. Yeah, what do we think about this matching color with the liner? I'm going to say, I said it was more of an apricot orange. My wife says salmon. But with the red liners and the hardware, I think it really pops. And the Tonto blade on this, I forget the steel off the top of my head, but it's a hollow grind on both the main bevel and on the tip. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, it feels like a solid knife, like any other knife. It doesn't feel like a ultra cheap knife. It doesn't also feel super high quality. Yeah, so if anybody has any suggestions, maybe I'll do more live videos, because these are voiceovers, and I take all the footage pre-hand just to make it a little easier, so I'm not doing two things at once. But I like seeing the disassembly and the assembly, but I know it can get repetitive sometimes, especially if we already know how to take apart a knife. It can be simple at times. We also got hit with a bunch of snow, so we're pushing back the Modded Mondays as far as the regrind. We do have maybe a donation coming to the channel, which would be awesome. That's going to make an extra knife for the giveaway, as well as I have a Sheepdog XL that I want to do a regrind on in a chop. But just with the weather, it's just getting a little ridiculous over here. And with it not having a captive pivot, it's hard to kind of gauge when it's too tight. So it just have a little bit of tune in here and there, but it locks up really nice once I got it dialed in. And the D10 ball, pretty average, because it has a little bit of D10 lash. But I even have that problem on my Neutron too, so I rather have a little bit of D10 lash than a blade rock if I had to choose. Yep, so I'm just oiling up the D10 ball, make sure everything's sliding, because it was getting a little bit lock stick. And you can see I had to force the blade down. This is where I have to really fine tune the pivot, because it doesn't want to lock in. But everything smooths out. It's really nice. And I'm really digging the color. I think we have some other clips of it. And you can see where it's not 100% even. It's more of a... I wouldn't call it a fade. But it's not even. It is what it is. I like it. You can still see some white. But I think it really goes good with the liners. And it takes a $5, $8 knife to something that's... seems really special. This is outside with the light, so you can get a good sense of what it really looks like. Yeah, and the whole reason for doing this, like I said, it was donated by my brother. I also have another Ozark crossbar lock that was donated by Jimmie Crowe, that he dyed a purple bluish color, and I think I'm going to do a knife set for one of the giveaways, which is going to be these 2 Ozark Grails in a sticker pack. So if you want to see what those look like, you can, I think I have a short posted on it. So everybody have a great day. Stay blessed. Have a good one, guys.